Before already yesterday having to battle it out to get to the semi-finals. The road for NAVI was perhaps a tad bit easier, but today it doesn't matter where you come from. You need to prove yourself in the server, and we're going to be kicking things off right here on Anubis.
NAVI Javelins will be doing their best to defend in this first half, and maybe attack is the best form of defense. We will find out. vicu has got a HE grenade. Liina with a flash. Liina's been dropping the grenades for the rest of the team. We can see Angelka's got the smoke grenade should it be required. No defuse kit. They're not expecting this one to get that far, but maybe it will. Danuu's going to have to fall back. Those Glocks at longer range will allow her to escape despite being headshot. Opening hello from before, but an even bigger one from Angelka now. Taking down Julie. Opening frag of the series.
Got to spot it over towards middle. So as the timer slowly ticks down, NAVI is looking for information. They tend to play a little bit more passive. The main point of contestment is towards the water, but now flashes are starting to pop, and out towards the B side they will go. It's actually very back and forth, but at the end of the day, 2-for-1 trades on the board for NAVI, making it so difficult. Though Goddess tries to hang on, and with the smoke being into play, they could certainly do so, but this, ooh, look at this. They know there's presence towards water, so off to run they go.
Yeah, that was definitely not safe for them to plant a bomb there. You can see NAVI speed running through the water towards this part of the map. The A bomb site, yungher going for that safe plant. Now let's see what the post plant is like. Disadvantages, of course, yungher leading the charge there, trying to work with vicu as well. Not wanting to line up too far, but down goes Liina. And they can focus. yungher can focus on NAVI. One more to go. yungher dancing around, trying to get that reload in. yungher touching the bomb, but she's close to the bomb. No defuse kit though. Has to get this frag quickly. She needs that extra time. yungher 35 HP. yungher's just not connecting, but gets there eventually. Has she got time for the defuse as well? I think she must have. Very big fight at the beginning of Anubis. From B to A, NAVI will defuse and take the first round.
Good start. Though, of course, with the bomb plant coming into play, B4 could opt to go by. And already, this play in water was really good, so NAVI had actually a good chunk of control. But because that was sort of the main part where NAVI was focused upon, there was a chance for B4 to still make a run. At the end of the day, this duel around the pillar certainly was quite a tricky one. And NAVI, at the end, still come up top. Obviously, in the middle of the round, with the good 2-for-1 trades, they landed themselves a player advantage already. But this round is certainly going to be a very important one.
Noise cut very quickly indeed. So yungher looks to be in trouble here. Only player towards the A bomb site, but that flash will be a warning. She has a HE grenade in the smoke. Can't really pull it out there. You can see she considered it, but they are swarming the site now. Rotation from mid comes in quickly. yungher has some help, but yungher and Liina will drop simultaneously. vicu out in the open now will cut the numbers at the very least. Have to fall back there, wait for the rest of the team to get into position for the retake. They don't know where all three players are looking for a flank at the moment, are NAVI, as they get into position for this.
Still a good chunk of utility left, especially 2 smokes. Those could be extremely useful, but perhaps the firepower already could be enough in itself. Pop and slow now solely on the bomb site, and too many angles to look at. Too many players of NAVI that remain alive, and with that, a consecutive round up on the board for NAVI. It's very important to win it, considering, of course, that B4 invested into this. So after, right now, B4 will not have the funds to go for a round again.
Well, it might be marginal for a force buy with only 2 CT surviving, but it does look like pistols and grenades for B4. Got 4 HE grenades on deck. We'll see if they buy a 5th one. Not going to send themselves too far behind. Of course, that does come with its own risk. And indeed, versus 2 M4s and 2 AK-47s and a well-equipped CT site, that would be quite the gamble. All the HEs will fly on one side and Liina will collect on the other. vicu can hold defensively, just make sure they don't cross to her right-hand side and flank one of the bomb sites. So mid is compromised for now, and that will raise concerns towards electric or dark, whichever you prefer, connected to the B bomb site. It's relatively comfortable for NAVI at present. 21 remaining now. Bomb collected as well. vicu will have some help on the way. Lovely burst from yungher now, who at least can make things more expensive. Waiting to try and find those rotators on their way towards the bomb. He knows the CT should gravitate here. Just trying to invite one over and not going to be ready for Hanka's angle. Big headshot from her and a clean sheet remains for NAVI.
It is interesting though. NAVI starting or choosing to start upon CT side. I think most teams as of right now tend to pick into the T side. Because I think this map is slightly more T-sided, but it also depends on your playstyle. And NAVI, they have the strat book ready to pull out phenomenal CT side. So far, so good. But of course, the real contestment is yet to come now, especially with yungher being on and up. On the flip side as well, and Des was already mentioning it earlier, how these two AWPers need to be stepping it up for their respective teams to get over the finish line.
yungher maybe needed to get B4 into this round. Early disadvantage, losing Nani. Unable to respond. Minute 20 on the clock. And NAVI Javelins not going too crazy with their utility. They're holding on to a fair amount. They may have 3 smoke grenades sub 1 minute mark, which would be huge for them. You can see there is a 2-person focus here in the mid position. Great cover, it's a crossfire of sorts. Goddess goes to her left. She's going to be in all kinds of trouble because vicu is waiting with her with the AWP. And again, the Javelins still have 3 smoke grenades in the hole, which is very, very notable. Hanka's in a very aggressive position though, towards A, where it seems that B4 might be gravitating. See posting up, avoiding the flashbang. That was a kill she really needed to get though. But vicu will be there to try and get some work. Now Goddess lurking, waiting for that rotation to come in. With 37 seconds, they could capitalize on this, but that's a hell of a way to trade. 2v2 as the bomb is planted.
Very important kill to be getting. That keeps NAVI here in the round, in for the retake. But look at this position. yungher now knows the flashbang fell in the water, literally. And with that, a free kill for her to be picking up. Now Danuu in a 1 versus 2. Well, she got the first one, and the last position has been noted as well. That's a pretty damn good flashbang. Forces yungher to look away. And with that, NAVI, they keep the clean sheet. Now 4 rounds already in a row. B4 must be scratching their heads a little because they are still yet to get a round back on that board. Not the start they were hoping for.
It's a big nade. Sent Nani into a different dimension with that one. Big fight on the bomb site there. Around the fish. And this might become a familiar pattern again. B4 are very likely to have the Nabas advantage when they go in there. Hanka seems reasonably ready for the challenge. It's hard to decide where you stand though, because you have such little warning once they make their way into the hall. They're suddenly on the side. You can see that first engagement was a little awkward once the smoke was deployed. And NAVI Javelins, they're surviving these rounds of 1 person, 2 people up. So if B4 are able to win a round, then things could turn into their favor very quickly. If they plant a bomb while they've got max loss bonus, then they'll have enough money for a buy in the next round. So that has to be the minimum target for B4 so they can keep the pressure up. Because I would expect they'll break NAVI eventually if NAVI can't survive with 3 or more players round after round. So another big buy coming in. They did indeed plant the bomb in that previous one. Doesn't look like they'll lose a player early this time before. The AWP is lurking though. I'm sure that vicu will change position from round to round, so that's something they'll have to look out for.
The util certainly has been noted. Hope that perhaps with a bit of a deeper smoke she still could have had an angle, but instead no gap for her to work with. Have to fall back into a little bit more of a passive angle and have Liina right beside her to be the first point here of contact.
Oh,
a Molotov. No. Oh, that's rough. That means that the T's can pick up some speed. Oh, the smoke right upon her. vicu missing a shot as well, and that is gonna mean trouble. B4 barging right upon the site. There is still 2 CTs over towards long. They're sort of playing hide and seek, hoping that they could work with a close angle. Well, at least the first one out, but now Liina caught in a very awkward position, completely sandwiched from the player that was also coming in from water. With that, openings for B4 at hand. Perhaps vicu could get them back into the round. But with the bomb down, that means the time is gonna be ticking fast.
And Gelka's got a defuse kit. In this 2-on-3. Very awkward, though, to peek from the top, especially with the angles immediately below. Before simply using the utility to compromise the positions of Na'Vi, force them all the way back to secondary angles, and then smoke them out of the choke point. Break the two-person setup with the Molotov, and take out the second player with the smoke. Really nice work. So Na'Vi are going to have to think quickly about counter grenades for those situations. Don't recall what each player had in terms of nades there in that mid position, but definitely needed to get like a HE or a molly through one of those smokes to just try and thwart the intentions of before. So that was an expensive lesson learned for Na'Vi. We'll see how what they can muster around their saved weapons. First round's on the board for B4. Very nice round indeed. And even if they just serve that utility, that will force Na'Vi to dump util in that mid position if they do it early. And that could pay off later on, whether they push through mid or not.
Util has been spotted. vicu in the exact same position once more. Obviously, that was what came to bite them in the previous round. Before adapting to Na'Vi, their playstyle, and then simply counter it with utility. Now, for now, they're not going to be going for a similar strategy. In fact, leave middle a little bit more as is. Have Nani there to come in to wrap around. As for now, the majority of the squad is looking to be setting foot upon A. Ooh, but Nani has been taken out. Went for a bit of a lurk play.
Oh, look at the rotation it's caused. We've almost got 4 people on the B bomb site. Liina's still creeping, but she's only got a Desert Eagle. And that's the bomb site lost. Beautiful work before offering a fake. Dodgy artifacts on Anubis have been purchased by Na'Vi. They've been realized they've been sold a fake. You really go for this now. They don't really have a great position. Again, if you're coming in from the top, it can be so hard to retake the site. Poppins lurking, just saying hello. That'll definitely slow them down as she disengages. That rotation might be heard, but really they need to hold on to what they have now.
Was even an additional Molotov being thrown by Poppins. Poppins was lurking towards B main. So when Nani fell, she just immediately threw the Molotov sort of to sell that they were still setting up some sort of execute, and it worked beautifully. Na'Vi completely out of position, especially middle. Nothing really for them to work with. And with that, a large chunk of the map gained in favor of B4. And that's tricky, you know, you eventually get an opening kill, but then hyper-fixate on one part of the map, completely abandoning the parts that you still need to keep information, because there was still so much time on the clock. Who knows, they could have slowed down, but B4, so far so good. Again, 2 rounds up on the board, making it very costly right now for Na'Vi. They still, of course, have those saved weapons, but around it, most likely will have to be a couple of pistols.
Wonder if we're going to see some rotation with the AWP from vicu. She's been fancying the mid position, but it's always nice to take the opponent by surprise. Now, we know a lot of CT teams like to get aggressive on the A bomb site, but B4 have been there almost every round, it feels like. So you have to expect significant presence there a lot of the time. But vicu will indeed be heading towards the A bomb site, and Gelka swinging with a flash. So here we go. We were looking for some CT aggression. They need to take the game to B4 a little bit. Sitting back too passive allows them to execute. Again, when Na'Vi have had that early 5 versus 4, that's been quite advantageous for them. But when there's been no early frag, and B4 have been allowed to set up and just make whatever play they want to, life can be really, really hard. So once again, they've put them under the cosh, 4v5 early, and B4 will have to struggle.
Look at this, a single Molotov, and it forces out even more utility over towards that B bomb site. And in fact, straight back into middle, B4 will go. Sort of a similar situation that the part in water. When it gets contested, Na'Vi just throw everything they've got right at it. But it results in only a Molotov and a flashbang left. Ooh,
Oh,
that's could have been an opportunity for Hanka coming in with the push, trying to get some information. Well, it does come at a cost. But vicu has repositioned and still has that up into her hands. And with the last two remaining players here, ooh, good flashbang though. vicu will go down.
Oh,
But already the rotation has come in.
I think she meant to fire off a shot and try and run out of there, but might have pressed Q before mouse one. We've all done it. Down to the 1v1 now, and Gelka is close. yungher's got 19 seconds. What is her play here? Is she running all the way towards the B bomb site, just sending it? Gelka's got the sound cues here. Off she goes. Wild scenes. She's got time to commit to the bomb plant as well. Gelka coming in from the water. Hasn't been heard, I don't believe. yungher falling away now. She has a flashbang and a defuse kit, but does she even know which way to flash? She has no idea where yungher could be. Creeping around the corner now. How deep does she go? yungher starting to wonder. She's shown enough arm. And that will be the round rescued by Angelka. A USP and a Desert Eagle, they concentrated the efforts. We had the NAVI pushing a site, getting an early frag with a rifle, actually. The Deagle keeping an eye on things in that mid position. The USP flank, a little awkward there. Always hard to shoot the back of the head, but it was a bit fumbled, gotta say, so allowed B4 to get back into it. But that's the aggression that we needed to see from NAVI Javelins. I think it's easier when you're lacking primary weapons on some of your team, but if they are willing to do the same on a full buy, then they might be onto something here.
Let's see, for now, a similar setup coming out of Navi. But again, they do push vicu. This time a little bit deeper into a long. Have Hanka there for anti-flash with a bit of backup. And, well, they might guess right, but it is tricky. If you have an up-close range, and with this amount of T's going to be running at you and a good flashbang, that means Hanka's under pressure, only good for one, and immediately two trades back.
Yeah, I can see Hanka was playing anti-flash. Even if she holds the smoke there, it's like not an easy position to secure. Again, before really fancying those A plays. I have to think about another setup. There's just so many people there for B4 as well. Two v3 now. That scope has surely been heard. That might take yungher off the angle. It won't. Also causes a delay for this clutch as well. Danuu in a 1 versus 3. They are just waiting for her. She's going to go for the ninja, but they're not far enough away.
Oh, well. At least one more kill to make it more expensive on the side of B4, but also spotted an additional one, so too risky to go for the ninja in the end.
I wonder if we'll see an early smoke from CT spawn into mid from NAVI Javelins, because, again, you've got to... both teams are mixing up what they're doing every round, but if they at least smoke the other side of mid and there is an aggression there, then they can look to peek the water from the bridge position, which is an option. Got to be careful, though, because the rifle in the right hand, especially the silencer, if someone's close under the water, it blocks your vision of them, so it can be very, very awkward. But, yeah, Navi needs to try and keep one step ahead of before if they can. But once more, we'll see a lack of primary weapons for a lot of the squad, not most of the squad. Now half as we have a trade. Maybe that rifle can be collected. There are a few smokes. They can smoke off that bomb site for now, try and slow things down. This is what I'm talking about, the smoke in mid, so they can look through and get some idea as to what might be happening towards A.
Even a tiny gap to work with, so vicu is aware. But now catches the timing upon Goddess. Make sure that there is now a player advantage to work with, and immediately they're going to be falling back. Try to set themselves up for a potential push to come, but immediately abandon middle completely, not even leaving one player there. Well, they have vicu, who plays it from a bit more of a passive angle, but they just hope that when they're going to be sitting right up on the site, anchoring, it's going to be the way to go, especially with then still two pistols on board.
This looks like the similar execute that we saw from them before, where they mollied vicu's left and then smoked vicu off. She has two flashes, and the potential for a double peek, actually. Hanka could help out here with Desert Eagle. One more flash, and it can just delay. If they want to continue pursuing this, it could just delay them. But as we can see, they will be rotating in towards the B bomb site where Angelka waits. Position unknown. She's going to have the sound cues for sure. So many places she could be. Oh, that's a bomb carry with a grenade. She's bought time for the rotation. At least 13 seconds makes things really, really rough. Vicu molly off in the meantime. Is anyone else here to try and go for the bomb plant? Going to wait for a post plant instead so they can attack together. There's Hanka swinging through. And Liina here to trade. So Navi on the scoreboard again.
Very well done. Navi playing the numbers advantage here. And, well, you could have had vicu run in front of the Molotov, but that would honestly just almost be handing favors to your opponent. So I like that they waited and then played as a unit, and the 2-for-1 there really paid off. So with this, B4 need to call a timeout, need to rethink of how to get back into the game, because we have had a couple of rounds being won, 2 in a row, and then eventually Navi got one back, then the further one in isolation. So it means money is still a bit tricky, and they've really yet to get momentum going here up on the T side.
Vicu's armor is damaged, so she can't get that cheap helmet for $350. Spent some more cash on something else. But that's notable. AWP doesn't have a helmet versus these pistols. We'll see if it makes a difference in this round. Yelka wondering what might be happening here. There are some nice flashes you can do from mid to swing on the window in case people are looking for you, but it's very specific. Can't just throw any old random one.
Oh, the timing!
Okay, got to be careful now because her angles are exposed. She's got a teammate here for help, but so far so good at least. Oh, lovely from Danuu. He taps with the USP. So satisfying. Julie trying to do some damage if she can. Just the one frag will be fine, although it was almost 2 there. Gelka eating it for the AK. 7-3 for Navi. With the rounds that B4 won, their loss bonus started to sink, so things have slowed down a bit for them. But they're back on the full buy once again as the 5 AKs come out. Will they favor A once more? Will it be a straight send? Will they try to fake again?
It is good to see that Navi is changing things up. This time, double nades in towards middle. We'll keep B4 at bay for now, but in return comes Util flying right back at them. So no deep smoke this time around for Navi, and that means water is a bit more compromised. So again, Angelka, to be put under pressure, will probably force out, again, a lot of Util coming out of her.
That's a T smoke you're seeing at the beginning of a round. So the CTs can't swing there and shoot players in the water. In they go. So a different timing, very different timing. And Gelka's being dropped to Danuu, who's trying to hide in plain sight. There's rotation here already, but vicu can't make that connection she's looking for. Molly's coming her way as well. That'll buy time to get this bomb planted in the 4v3. Another Molly. We can see Liina coming through for a flank. Gonna have to wait a second though. Hanka's the one with her kit, so we'll keep an eye on where she lands. There are a few on the site actually. That down Liina goes. How do you avoid getting traded? 2 versus 4. Hanka waiting for a peek there. Younger's got the information now. And with that, they don't really fancy going any further. Julie down 16 HP, and they'll try to hold on to these rifles because they are going to be lacking money. And Gelka's got the cash for a buy. Hanka can drop one, but they need to keep these 2 rifles up. Otherwise, their problems will be a lot larger. Before, back on the scoreboards. Again, some different timing. We've seen a lot of different strats from them. A lot of early favors towards the A-bomb site, some fakes. Just sending it into the B-bomb site. They're abusing the numbers as one should on the T side, and that's keeping them in the game.
And I think when Liina came in to rotate, I think she went to dry peek and she still had a smoke and a flash left. And in fact, none of them really used their utility when they tried to rotate, just trying to go for individual duels. And in the end, yeah, before they're going to be set up with more numbers, you need to pull out something more from your strategy book in order to counter them. So before back up on the board, but not evening out the scoreline of NAVI just yet. There's a bit of a buffer for the Polish squad to be working with. And again, this deep smoke into middle, making it difficult for B4 to get at least that part of the map on the way. But again, they are looking more towards A long. Bomb, in fact, is there. Perhaps they're just going to be delaying the split instead.
There was no smoke for Electric on this occasion, so NAVI might be wondering why. They might be about to find out. Julie's being pot flashed in towards A. vicu, I think just unscoping at a very awkward time, catching Goddess up close though, and I think that's a collateral, and Nani finishes off the job on a second occasion. Does this put him out of position though? She spotted players on the bomb site. That could be a nice HE. Her teammates above her in the smoke at the moment. Bomb's not planted just yet. That means that things are going to get worse for B4 here as yungher finds herself versus 4. Touches the molly. They know where she is now. They definitely heard that. You can see them start to swing in with more utility. They'll keep 4 plays up this time. NAVI stabilizing as we head towards the end of the half.
And with that, again, not a consecutive round out on the board. And this was real nice. You know, vicu had a bit of an awkward timing, but she still keeps her cool and eventually gets that double kill. Very crucial, because if that part of the map is going to be crumbling, that means that the rest of the cities over on the side are going to be sandwiched real soon. So she needs to deliver. She does. And with that, NAVI have the numbers on the board. B4, when it comes to the numbers of their economy, not so much. Just a couple of pistols. They are upgraded. They have util. So they could come in with a fast-paced push, which actually worked out a couple of rounds ago for them really well.
Chain flashes as they swing through the site. Great stuff from B4. Still looking for their first frag though. CTs have got good positions. You can chill behind the smoke for now. Liina and Hanka. B4 don't have an answer for them with these pistols. Again, that's another stack of cash in the bank for NAVI. Dealt with that really well despite the grenades. B4 will be back on the buy once more. Looking for 6 rounds on their T side. And Gelka 15 for 5 at the moment, leading the charge. vicu not too far behind with 13.
These two players have been up with their ratings in the tournament thus far. In fact, I think both of them rank higher than most of Enigma Galaxy have done in equal amount of maps played. I think it was only Tori that was just slightly higher, but they're so consistent. But of course, they have to deal with that force that is yungher now that the NOP is back upon the board. This is a player you don't want to be meeting. One of the most consistent ones coming out of B4. And even on some weaker maps, she always tends to be there.
How do NAVI deal with this early loss? Are we going to see them take a risk? Danuu is having a look around the B bomb site, which is where they're actually headed. So her timing might not play out. See who's lining up for the grenades here. So Julie's going to be offering the fake towards the A bomb site. Counter flash will slow her down. That's going to make things worse. That frag pulls Danuu away. She's done her job then. That's the only person left on the B bomb site. vicu is dropped. That frag on A was huge. Pulls NAVI completely out of position. Standing behind the mollies now.
Bomb has been planted.
Goddess already wrapping around with a flank. Hanka is going to be in trouble real soon if she's not going to be making a move. And even if she does so, oh, it's going to be difficult. And Goddess catches the timing, has the info. Might even just wait for an exit, but okay, gives the kill to yungher instead. It's another one to her book. 11 for her. And with that, B4 bounce back. And now last round of the half is to come. B4, I think right now you desperately want to be having that 6. Otherwise, the gap might be just too big to work with.
Ooh. Lucky to get away with that one. Caught throwing the grenades. vicu going aggressive now. Looking around the smoke. Julie being a nuisance once again. Big impact frag previously. Great boost. Headshot from there will be about 448 damage, which is overkill. Style points though, for sure. Angelka not holding the angle for too long. Not seeing a whole lot of anything. NAVI being proactive now. Looks like they're going to be pushing the B bomb site. Poppins is looking out for this. She needs to have the right angle though. Her angle's perfect, in fact. Looking for a burst, and there are some warning shots for NAVI. 2 players watching them at the minute mark. So there's still time for B4 to make a play, but this may entertain them for a while. The bomb is heading away while Poppins continues to try and cause some problems here as well. Smoking towards CT. But falling away. Now, NAVI don't really have the position to rotate pretty quick, and they might need to because they're getting closer and closer to this A bomb site.
Flash not going to be doing that much of Hanka. She's playing the close angle, finally finishes the kill, switches right upon another. Sure, the nade will bring her down, but at least it's even up on the board, and only 20 seconds left now to get a move on, to get that bomb down. The util is starting to rain, and it means time is going to be of the essence. At least a very good kill of Goddess, but a trade immediately right back, and they're almost lining up here for Danuu.
Needs to keep holding present so Angelka can play off of that. Trying to find the angle. So far, so good. 2v1 now. Yungher's in the clutch in a very awkward spot. And that'll go the way of NAVI. So then, 10 rounds on the CT side. They picked the CT side, and I think it's fair to say it paid off for them. But will 10 rounds be enough, or are B4 going to have a big surprise in store? Not too long to find out.
I'm up high, bringing me to life, and I feel like a satellite, round and round I helpful hand, broken bones and a bloodstained flag, open road and nomadic plans.
10-5 at the moment is the scoreline. Na'Vi leading so far. But of course, that still means that B4 can turn the tide. And honestly, I feel they really need to, because this is their map pick. It needs to be their home ground. And it needs to come out right now. Of course, this pistol round could help turn that momentum into their favor. They have double flashbangs lined up to deal with Navi's aggression. And immediately, they go full force out of middle into water. And they are picking up the pace.
Good luck for B4, because the numbers game here is surely going to be too great with these Glocks spamming the inboxes of B4. No more room in that respect. Goddess and Julie will try and turn things around. This would be a hell of a clutch 2v5. Really going to need those one-taps on these heads. Vicu spotted. There's one. So far, so good. Trying to get in the corner. Liina, she is dropped in isolation. Julie has a kit, but they've got to get all these frags. Otherwise, this bomb is not being defused anytime soon. Touching the bomb, inviting them out of the woodwork there. Goddess with another one. Hold on a second. 2v5 made 2v1.
They're sitting on the
bomb. And they can meet shot. Goddess comes out with the last one. What is up, say B4? What a retake. That should never happen.
That should never have happened. But as you said, you know, all it takes is to tap a couple of heads, and so do B4. Beautiful stuff. And with that, man, they steal away this round that was almost guaranteed to go the way of Na'Vi. That certainly must sting a little bit.
Liina stuck in the corner. She was, I think, the second frag in that 2v5, just begging for help. They left her to die. And for what? Brutal way to start the pistol. 5 versus 2, bomb planted. No one needs to show. They had a crossfire, but Goddess had the headshots. Julie as well. That is not an easy headshot to land. Like the one tap on the second player as well. The one tap. The confidence, the focus. What a way to start your second half. That is a huge boost for the whole squad. They're going to be coming with fire now. Literally. Well, that's Na'Vi.
Of course, Na'Vi have money of their own after getting the bomb down. So that means they could still crawl back. Already, of course, they're up on double digits now on their T side, but they actually tend to be even stronger than CT. And this could mean trouble. Nani gets 2 kills. They are already up on the side, but they could also be lining up for these SMGs to pick up. And now, in fact, it's only the FAMAS and the M4 left. Perhaps the better weapons. No utility around it, though. But a 2-on-2, certainly very much possible. But look at this, Danuu with the Tech 9. Grabs the kill, gets a rifle for free. And now they can run towards the A site.
1,000 yards there for Julie. Na'Vi off to the races. They've got to, if they hold on to the util, they've got to stick it. And then plant the bomb. So that'll give her some extra seconds, Julie. She does have a kit. As the bomb's planted, she's here. Spots the rotation of one. But where is the other? It's eventually a bait setup, although Hanker's the one in the back, actually, with 11 HP. So that might not be ideal. Down she goes into the 1v1 then. Has an idea of where Danuu is. Danuu starting to creep, showing her head, and Julie's clutching again.
This is insane. And the flick as well, right above the head. She was so fixated still upon a player for long to come out, you know, having Hanker right then in front as a sort of bait. But no, as soon as she spots just a glimpse of the head, it just swings. Beautiful stuff. And Yuli is, in fact, I think, actually really good when it comes to opening kills and clutch situations. She always is the player to step up. Right now, not necessarily the most amount of kills, but very, very impactful. And in fact, I feel like everyone on the side of B4 is doing their bit. Perhaps maybe Poppins we haven't seen too much of yet. But there is still a second half to play for. And this is certainly good grounds to get back into things.
Huge flash, abusing the numbers again. Na'Vi trying to force their way back into this one with this light buy. Those are 2 huge entries onto this bomb site. This could prove to be very expensive indeed. There is a smoke for Angelka, which could really slow down the forces for B4. So, Goddess, Yuli, yungher, asking for a 3rd clutch in a row on their CT side. a 3v5 this time. They've got bigger guns, but then NAVI have got some dangerous weapons as well. Surely they don't make the same mistake. Liina's been dropped this time. We've got 2 plays in the red now. Hanka soon to be dropped, and MP9 putting in work, but the trades are here. The numbers are overwhelming. And so are the Tech-9s. Danuu with 2 towards the end, and NAVI Javelins finally break B4. They've been looking for that since round 1 in this half.
It's pretty insane. Now we're just for the majority of pistols, and again being able to deliver so well. With that, keeps going back and forth a little bit. NAVI now getting that round up on the board. 11. So the gap remains at 4. And what is B4 going to be doing right now? The money in a very tight spot. Looks to be a force bite coming out. It certainly won't be up par with what NAVI Javelins have in the bank.
Is there anything on the floor for these USPs to collect, I wonder? The answer is no. It will be the USPs. We saw a similar thing from NAVI Javelins. The Deagle and USP round with the rifles in the first half. Instant aggression from B4. CT's pushing out of the A bomb site immediately, and they've compromised a lot of real estate without taking any losses. This has made it awkward for NAVI. How do they solve this problem? They've got the time to do it. But they need to make the right plays. yungher looking to disengage, leaving a teammate in situ. So many awkward angles for Hanka. This is really going to burn the clock for NAVI to just remove any threat that might be lurking outside. Once they've done that, then what do they do elsewhere? You can see Yuli's just creeping underneath. This means that they can't really split the B bomb site until they deal with her. Goddess has such a good crosshair placement. Yuli trying to run distraction in the meantime. Not quite going to work out, but Poppins will find something at range. Not sure if she'll be able to collect a weapon. You see NAVI moving through now. They've got some important frags. Really dealt with the threat here.
Yeah, you would think, oh, there's only 2 pistols, for example. Sure, the Famish you want to be saving, but no, instead everyone on the squad went for that force buy here. So everyone needs to hang on to their weapons, the Kevlar, the kit. Even HG are going to be very important to transfer over to next round. Oh, good damage dealt. Hunker not down yet. Oh, well, never mind. There she goes. But, of course, the weapon in a rough spot to recover. And right from behind comes Liina. Almost good to get a 3rd one there for herself as well. So with that, yungher will be able to upgrade to an AK, and the rest of the squad too far away to go for a further hunt. But at least B4 made it more costly on the side of NAVI. But at the end of the day, it was crucial to hang on to at least 1 rifle here. So you can have that come into play for B4.
Suddenly things are looking quite rough considering how close NAVI are to that 16th round. This one should be a given. Nothing is certain though. See what yungher's able to do with that AK-47. Heading towards the B bomb site. She can use the USP minions to make some space for her. They can be the risk management, if you will. Swing out. Just like that. It's going to be hard for Angelka to repeat that. She's been having a good day. 21 frags so far. Well, they know where their rifle is now. The problem is, well, they saw 2 plays, in fact, at least. So it's not even that much of a stack if they head elsewhere, but there's always time for rotation. They'll use the time afforded to them and play their own game.
Seems to be that NAVI is going to be heading towards where that rifle is positioned. 3 players over towards A for B4. They might even look to set up for an anti-flash position, or at least, well, perhaps have Yuli as a bit more of a bait player, as that corner will be hard checked. Oh no, instead AK, first point of contestment. Now Julie can actually pick up another frag. Then the AK gets the peek again. But at least good amount of time chipped away. Now a smoke into play. It's not going to be respected though. Vicu chimes right through. One already. Make it a double. And with that, they are looking to clean up the rest of B4. They are coming in to rotate. Perhaps these pistols could come into clutch again.
That AK pickup so important in an awkward round such as this to get those multi-frags when time's starting to run low. Vicu looking for more and finding. Pulling out a Tech 9 now as Nani tries to dance around the smoke and find something. Ultimately, it's about the round wins at this point for B4. Damage simply won't be enough. Navi just 3 rounds away from the W. Even now, if they come in for the buy B4, Nani and Goddess are going to be quite short. The FAMASs will have to come out in order to have the utility. Again, does this encourage them to go for an aggressive play? We saw the smokes from the CT side coming through B pretty early on in a round prior, so I do wonder. Yungher's going to have the AWP, no Kevlar either. Surely they look for an early pick somewhere.
That's interesting. B4 don't really go for a similar strategy of handling middle. So we have Goddess play a bit more of a passive position. And in fact, the ARP of Yungher is situated here right upon the B-bomb side. Will now be taken out. They try to opt to go for more, but Poppins is still there with a rifle waiting. But look at this, vicu continues to strike, continues to apply that pressure. At the same time, players do fall left and right, resulting in only 2 of them being left.
They both have smokes. If Danuu throws a smoke there, then maybe it forces the CT to peek into vicu. Let's see. 58 seconds. Oh, I do wonder if they'll send Danuu towards A and leave vicu to make a play on her own and try and pull rotation to give Danuu a chance elsewhere. .42 seconds now. Going to go for the dry peaks, just going to go for the cold entry, if you will. They might just find a way in. That's a huge frag from Danuu, pulling out the grenade, and Nani is dropped by vicu at the same time. That is a wild way to get back into this one. vicu with a strong angle, and this round is over just like that. No warning, just glide in, reading the expectation to throw the grenades first. They go in dry and win the duels. That frag on Poppins was massive. Great support for Navi in the crowd as well. Of course, the home team. Make sure they can hear you guys.
Only 2 rounds away from victory here on B4's map pick. And of course, picking Anubis, you know, such a brand new map. So much mystery around it. Both these 2 squads have only played it once in an official thus far. NAVI Javelins with the qualifier here for Katowice. Winning against 9 Pandas actually very convincingly. I believe that was a 16-8. And B4 managed to come into clutch on a win in overtime against MIBR not too long ago. But it's interesting that B4 opt to pick into it. They probably put a lot of work into this map. But right now, looks to be they're going to be playing for overtime. Pistols here, and there is at least 2 flashes right behind it. They're looking to push through. So Danuu, oh, the nade though, does so much damage. Okay, well the trades certainly are up on the board. Poppins and Yungher getting a kill each. And with that, 2 saved AKs. And they can even go for this if they want to, but of course it is risky. You might want to hang on to those 2 AKs for the last round.
Well, they have max loss bonus, so they can buy next round regardless. So really they should go for this. Yeah, they'll lose some AKs over some M4s, but they can't really afford to give up any rounds for free here. Yuli has a kit as well. So considering everything, it would be crazy not to go for this. They have to take the gamble. Even with no Kevlar, it would be quite a low percentage clutch, but they've got to go for it. That bomb is ticking, but Angelka looks the wrong way. Hold on a second. If Yuli can get on the bomb, if they can find the util, they've got to smoke for that molly as well. They can do it. This is possible. She's not on the bomb, though. No one's on the bomb. They'll have to run away with the AKs. Oh, there was a slight chance there. But it wasn't to be.
So with that, map point here for NAVI Javelins. The cheers are going through the crowd, as of course they are cheering for the home team. And before, that means the pressure is on. Before need to be winning 8 rounds in a row to get it to overtime. They have that up. They have a double saved 8K in the hands of Yuli and Poppins. But is it going to be enough?
Navi looking to abuse the numbers and trade frag on the A-bomb site, as was done to them. A chance for revenge maybe, unless Yuli's got something to do with it. Let's take the first one, spot the bomb as well. This is going to be a big fight on the bomb site before it can be planted here. Goddess trying to do what she can. The trade's now favoring Navi as they find themselves in a 3-on-2. vicu's here to post up. Poppins and Nani moving together behind the smoke. Starting to plant that bomb now, and Gelka's surely good for one here. Indeed she is. And then it was Nani. Down she goes as well. And you can see what that means to the Javelins. The first map on home turf as they lead before 1-0.
Yeah, what a map this was. Well, it certainly is a warning call for all of the teams that want to be picking Anubis against Navi, because maybe that's not the best option to go for after all. Obviously, a bit of risk involved before, thought they could have it in the bag. But at the end of the day, Navi is the stronger team, at least here on this first map.